Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Sorcery. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're just to join me today as we go into, well, another one of these. Last episode we had summoned a bunch of cats, and we were faced with a decision regarding these guys, and we could approach the scavengers and probably die. We could cast a spell, or we could try and go for the alleys around here. I didn't figure out what kind of spell we could cast over here last episode. I haven't looked in between then and now, so I don't really know. We tried Yap, which is for talking to animals. That might have been good for the cats. Oh. Grabbing the wig from your pack, you put it on and weave your spell.
Hello there,
The rat says.
alright?
So what are the dangers of the alleys?
Lots of nasty types hiding in there,
He says.
and some of the old buildings are dangerous. Plus you might be stepped on. Well, actually, never mind about that last one.
How do I get through the alleys?
Oh, easy.
He says.
Just look for the bronze dome. Massive it is, even for a tall one like you.
What direction is it in?
Direction?
He looks puzzled, you think. Can you point the way? He shakes his head.
Follow the smell of bronze. That's what I do. You can smell bronze, right?
What is on the other side?
Of the alleys? More of the same,
Shrugs the rat.
mud and stone. Best be off, he says, before you summon any more bloody cats.
He scampers off into a hole. Oh, sorry about that, little guy. Oh boy. Yeah, let's look at the alleys. The alleys are a rat's nest of buildings and winding streets. They seem to go on forever, and yet curve immediately away out of sight. The buildings surrounding you are old and poorly built, in stark contrast to the martial efficiency of the rest of Mampang. Most are sagging and leaning. You can see the shadows moving in the windows. Despite the grim setting, people still live here. Yeah. I guess we got the narrow alley where we came from, or we could go east, or we could go over there. I think that's where I need to go. The bronze dome ceiling. But, let's go. I don't really know what's gonna happen. We're gonna be ambushed or something. You head into... Oh, I mean, if they steal our gold, it's fine. You head into the alley cautiously, trying to follow the vague hints you have been given about the route. The blazing sun cannot seem to warm this place. The path turns this way and that until you reach a fork. And we can turn left, which I believe actually would be this fort. If we turn if we turn left, we could go over there and then come back, track back. I think if... I'm gonna try and be counterintuitive over here and I'm gonna go left. Look down one of the alleys. It seems no different than the one you followed here. Indeed, it looks exactly the same. Okay, let's look right. So the second alley looks all but identical to the first. Let's go left first. Your instincts suggest the left road, but you will have to keep moving. You must surely be reaching the edge of the alleyways by now. You have walked a considerable distance. To your surprise, the alleyway emerges suddenly into the crossroads with the fire pit where you started. Oh, so we just wasted time. Huh. Okay. Let's, okay. You disappear into the alleys once more, following lanes that seem to switch back and twist in on it themselves. The sun disappears, heading towards the horizon. After passing several blocks, you begin to develop a sense that there is more land here than could possibly fit. Oh. That's magical then. Stopping to turn around on the spot, you see no movement. The buildings are empty, there are shutters hanging loose, and a gentle smell of decay drifts across the streets. Let's call out. Is there anyone there? You cry out. Your words echo away down the tight alleys, coming back to you after a minute or two from another direction, but there is no response. You move cautiously onwards. The alleyways look all the same. You stumble around a corner and come upon a small open square in which a single building lists slightly to one side. The building is made of haphazard stone blocks, roughly piled on one on top of the other into a slightly listing structure. It is, however, most definitely a house. Curious, you approach this building. Is this place the cause of the strange disturbance to this area? The house. It's just the house. Oh. It's not listing. You approach the house, a narrow two-story affair that, like most of Mampang's buildings, is showing signs of tumble and decay. As you approach, you notice the front door is hanging ajar. Okay, let's knock. You knock firmly on the door. It swings open further, revealing a shabby hall. No one comes to greet you. Let's listen a little bit. You put your ear to the open door. There are no sounds coming from within. You peek in the side window, glimpsing a kitchen. A few embers line the hearth, but no one is cooking. Okay, let's walk inside. You walk inside, wincing at your own impropriety insolence. I think that's kind of the same word. The front hall is sparse but cared for. Your feet sink into a colorful rug. To your right, there is a kitchen you spied before. The kitchen you spied before. Some stairs are nearby. There are several vases of flowers, all fresh. This place is clearly not abandoned. There are a few ways to go. Okay, we can leave. I don't know where we are, so... Upstairs looks very nice. I like that bed. I also like the fact that that's a orange blanket. I wish I had an orange blanket. Mine is blue. And let's go to the kitchen. Not a blanket, I mean the overall thing. You head into the kitchen. It is clean and spacious. Dried meat hangs from the rafters, and a bundle of fruits sit in a basket by the door. A piece of paper lies on the table, which is scarred from cutting knives. There are more flowers here. Okay, let's take some food. Awesome. You hack off a piece of meat and snatch an apple, stowing them in your pack. You pick up the piece of paper. It is a series of directions beginning from... Oh. Okay. So I am going to write this down. Got my trusty notepad over here. And not the notepad on the computer, but the one that I have here by my side. So let's write it as from the crossroads. So this is important. And I don't know if the game keeps track of this. So basically, that's why I'm writing it down. From the crossroads, it's going to be a left. And it's easy to draw. And then... turn left, then second right, third left, first right. Okay, so that's... Okay, that's second right, then third left. Maybe the game is just gonna let me, follow the instructions that you learned, and so forth. Oh, wait a minute. Second right, third left, first right. Oh, it tells you. Okay, so yeah, I just jumped a gun, I guess. I jumped a gun. A guide to the alleys, perhaps. Yeah, let's take it. You put it into your pack. Hopefully whoever wrote these directions down has now memorized them. You leave the kitchen and return to the hall. Yeah, I forgot about that particular aspect. Hopefully they will find their way. You could try upstairs. Yeah, let's try upstairs. There's a television set over there or something. You head upstairs. The upper floor is one large room. Two double beds sit at opposite sides, with trunks at the foot of each. A rug in the center with a few toys scattered about. A small table sits by one wall with a small box on top of it. The flowers here have been chosen to match the paint on the walls and furniture. The box is locked but rattles when you shake it. Put it down again. Okay. Let's cast a spell here. I'm gonna sense danger. If I can, of course. Do I have a far? No, that's a fog. It's this one. Let's see. You see yourself sitting at the kitchen table of this very house. You are chatting amiably with a plump woman, some bread and dice before you. Okay. Let's see if I... Let's sense danger, that's important. I don't want to chat... Oh, I can't sense danger. So there's probably no danger. Let's open the trunks. You search through the trunks, finding only linen and clothes. It seems like a woman lives here with a few children. That's when you hear the door open downstairs. A muffled woman's voice comes from below. Forgot to lock it again, those children. You hear her moving around in the front hall, humming to herself. Okay, I'm gonna take the box. No! That was a mistake! I wanted to take the box! You march down the stairs, almost colliding with a plump, middle-aged woman. Her eyes pop open, seeing you. Maybe there was a blessing in disguise. Maybe. Let's just hope that there was indeed a blessing in disguise. The woman is in front of you. Who are you? She demands. What are you doing in my house? I mean you no harm. Her eyes narrow. Then why are you here? There's nothing worth stealing after all. I live in the worst house in Mampang. Why is it the worst house in Mampang? Well, she exclaims, how did you find it? I walked the alleys. Randomly, she puts in. This used to be a nice area, you know, but the neighborhood has really gone downhill. What happened in the alleyways? I have no idea. Something rotten. There used to be there used to be a grid. A grid, can you imagine? You could walk them home drunk in the dark. Now, if you tried that, you'd probably end up in the outer yards. She peers at you. But you are an odd one. What are you even doing in this part of town? Why don't your clothes fit? What? Oh, yeah. Well, you would not believe if I told you. Oh, wait a minute. The mother. You would not believe me if I told you, you reply. Try me. I'm an old hag, the woman replies sharply. I'm not from Mampang. I've never heard such a thing, her eyes narrow. The world outside the wall is dead and dust, she asserts. You can't be from outside. Well, there is a lush and verdant world out there. I don't believe it. Outside? How do we even look alike? You must be some kind of mutant on the inside. Still, I'm glad you made it back from the horrors out there. No wonder you barged in like you did. I bet seeing a house or a street is strange to you. Come on, straggler. She heads towards the kitchen, calling for you to follow. The name's Malka, by the way. She shouts. Yeah, I think I need to play... Oh, we're gonna play dice. That's good. You follow her into the kitchen. Sit, she says. You sit while she bustles around. I'm not sure whether to be honored or frightened of you, she titters. Would you like something to eat, or perhaps play some dice to chat? I do love a good game, but I have scant time for it now that the children are getting older. Yeah, let's play dice. You tell her. What's the stake? She shrugs. No stake. I like to play for the pleasure of playing. Do you barbarians do the same? Sure. Okay. Oh. She's not as plump as I thought she was going to be. I really imagined her to be huge, but she's not. She's quite trim. Molka counts out 4 dice each and takes first bid. Let's see what she says, because we're going to gain some information here. So, remember, we're playing both my hand and her hand. Why have you come to Manpang, she says, as she bets 2 twos. Well, something important. Have you come to leave here? Hardly. Damn it. Molka wins the round. Yeah. That was a good hand. But she goes for weird stuff. So let me say I have... Yeah, what can you tell me about the Archmage? Well, no. We will not speak of that. Why not? She's gonna call. She didn't. Huh. Because I believe he's real, and so I fear him. Is that a matter of belief, then? Okay. Yeah, that's good, that's good. She didn't have that hand. Okay, we're back on even footing, I guess. So, let me say 2 ones. Yeah, I bid 3 ones. She's gonna go with it, and she's gonna fall for it. 4 ones, no way. You don't have... Of course not. Let's see about that. Yeah, she had a good hand, but there's no way for her. Is that supposed to be the pirate woman that we saw before? Is the game confused somehow? I think maybe that's the case. Okay, let's go with... Let's start with 1-1 here. And, she calls for 1-2. Okay, I'm gonna call for 2 twos. And she's gonna go for 3 twos, and she's gonna fail. Because it's impossible for that to be in the table here. Pretty good. And she didn't have that. Man, why didn't she call for 2 ones? She could have had me there. She's an idiot. She doesn't play for the hand she has. Anyway, come now. You can tell me why you are here. Well, I cannot. I must be dangerous then. It must be dangerous. Is it dangerous? I could say, of course it is, or I could say there's nothing safe in this city. I think these conversations are largely inconsequential. So let's just call that, because that's impossible. And yeah, the game is mine. Let's see what she says about that. She shrugs. I used to play in the square quite often, she remarks, but I'm too busy these days, and the guards demand fines for everything. Okay. I've played enough, you tell her. Of course, she nods somewhat sadly and puts her dice away into her pocket. I'm not gonna ask for anything to eat. May I ask you for some questions? Ask away. So, are you a widow? Yes, my husband died just after the twins were born. At least, I think he did. He was always exploring, trying to find ways out of the citadel, convinced there was a better life to be had beyond the walls. One day, he went out and didn't come back. Had a wife after that, but she left. Oh, why did your wife leave? Oh, a younger woman. Isn't that always the way? Some maid on the far side of town. I have yet to run into them, thank the gods. But that's mostly because I'm stuck in this flea peat backwash part of town. To finish her point, she gobs into a corner of the floor. So where are your children? Out playing, I assume? The scamps like to dash around the alleys and so forth. They always find their way home somewhere. Natives. Huh. Have you ever wanted to leave Mampang? To be honest, no. It seems terrifying. Barbarians and wastelands? Well, it's not like that. I'm sure you think so, having lived there, but I've grown used to civilization. The wastes out there would be too dangerous for me. Well, you're a nosy one, Molka remarks, her voice full of humor. Molka opens a cupboard and a dead rat tumbles out. She tuts before putting the rat back on the shelf. Show her the bronze ring. Taking out the bronze ring you found in the empty towers of the abandoned quarter of the citadel, you place it on the table. Molka gasps and snatches it. Where did you get this? Oh. You guys remember where we got that one? Do you recognize it? Her breath catches in her throat and she nods. I know it well, she replies sadly. I put it on my husband's finger. Are you sure it's the same ring? She shakes her head at the question, but does not trouble to reply beyond a simple yes. Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask for something to eat. I'm terribly hungry, you tell her. Can you give me anything to eat? Of course I can, she replies distantly, serving you some bread and cheese. And then fiddling with the ring as you tuck in. She does not appear to notice the missing fruit or meat that you took. You get up, thanking Molka for the hospitality, and head into the street. Take care, she calls from the hallway. May you find a path between the ways. Well, now that I have the paper, I might. The box upstairs, I don't know what that is for. Don't light any blood candles, cries Molka as you leave. Oh, I have one, don't I? I think I have one red candle. You guys remember that? The blood candles. She was a nice woman. But unfortunately, she didn't play for money. You walk onwards once more. You tumble out into the crossroads of the alleyway. So from here, we have... You emerge into the road once more. You could return to the alleys or make your way across Mampang, but what clue did we just get there that the game would give us that Mampang hides a vault? There's a secret vault somewhere under Mampang. Ooh, that's not what we just got. The scratch message, minimize, prevent magic, breath of the Muculix, blood candle. You were given advice, in a dark chamber of night, do not light your way with a blood candle. Was that what happened? I don't think so. Let's go to the alleys. See if we can do the things. You pull out the sheet for directions. Okay, let's follow them. You enter the alleyways, following each line on the direction exactly. And of course we go to near the dome. Still wonder what that is over there, but probably nothing. The turnings and openings on the map are confusing, but eventually you stumble upon an unfamiliar sight. The bronze dome is not a tent, as you had assumed, but rather almost a perfect hemisphere. Its surface gleams with the shifting glossy luster of liquid metal. Oh, really? Is that... No, it can't be that small. Is it? I hear something. You guys hear that? You see that a shield... It's where we are. It's not the place where we are on the map. It's just this over here. It's like a faint... It's gone now. So... Touch the surface first. You place your hand on the dome. It's cool, metallic, and you detect a faint vibration beneath your palm. Let's cast a spell and look for How. I think How is a good one to be cast here. If I can, of course. And I believe I might be able to. There's so many spells available. Holy crap. We got a shield. We have, Far. Ah, that could work. Let's see. So you are holding your sword in front of you, and the sword is buried half into the surface of the bronze dome. Look at the sword. You look down at the blade of your sword. It glistens with something as though freshly oiled. Okay. Let's look at the dome. You look at the dome. It does not seem damaged, and there is no seam where the sword disappears into the building's skin. You take a step forward, and your hand enters the metal surface of the dome, and is swallowed up. The vision fades. Is this dome impervious to spells? I think so, but I have just the thing. It needs to be oiled up with some honey, I think, or something. So for that, I have the Raz. I think that's for razor sharp or something. Let's do that. Using a little of your beeswax, you cut the edge of your cutlass, and then cast your spell. The blade flashes and glows as the metal binds itself tighter into a razor blade edge. Okay, so we could walk around the dome or walk back. Let's just strike the dome. You poke the dome with your magically sharpened sword. Somehow, the metallic surface yields to the tip of the blade. Cut into the dome. You plunge your enchanted blade into the dome. It offers no resistance. Pushing your blade in feels like parting water. Let's push further. You press a little further, the sword continuing to slide inwards until it is in, up to the hilt. You push further still, and your fingers slide inside, the bronze surface enveloping your hand without feeling. Let's go in there. Steeling yourself, you step through the dome's surface. There is no feeling as the walls melt away. You emerge into a hollow space inside the dome. Inside the dome. Not under it, inside it. You stand within the... It's now nighttime, I think. That's why we're hearing crickets. Yeah. You stand within the dome, a curious warped space the size of a small room. The gleam on your sword edge fades. Outside, night has fallen. A skeleton stands in the center, hands raised towards the ceiling. A strange light emits from the higher of its two hands. Through your feet, you feel the same soft vibration as you did from outside the dome. He's humming. You look over the skeleton. It stands with feet apart, clad in tattered sorcerer's robes, with hands cupped towards the ceiling. You cannot see what it is holding, but the glow lights up from the room. You let your eyes unfocus for a moment and see channels of starlight streaming through the dome into the hands of the skeleton. Magical power is pouring through its hands and spreading through the space. The vibration you feel is the channeling of great power. Okay, let's cast the spell first. Let's cast Sun if I can. I'm not gonna res the skeleton. That's it's a bad idea. If I can go for the sun, and I can. No, I have sense danger. Go for that. That's good as well. So whatever this skeleton is doing, it does not seem to pose a threat. Okay, let's see if I can... If I could cast the Tell, but I can't. Let's see, that's Foff, Field of Force. We have a Far. We do not have a Far. Okay, do we have... Nah, that's probably not gonna work. Let's look at the walls first. You trace the edges of the dome. The smooth wall glitters, more gold than bronze, without a trace of the grime from the city, and no trace of the opening you made to come in here. Let's grab the skeleton's hands. You carefully grab the hands of the skeleton, hoping to glimpse the object it is holding, but the figure is old and its bones are brittle. One wrist snaps off like a twig. Suddenly your chest compresses as if all the air from the room has been sucked out. Oh no! I died. Starlight bursts from the skeleton's hands, playing across the glittering walls and nearly blinding you. There is a moment of darkness, then moonlight fills your eyes. You clear your eyes to find the dome is gone, and so have the alleys. Did we fix the problem? You stand now on a quiet street lined with small houses. A man leans out of a window, fixing a broken shutter. The rat's nest of alleys you wandered through is now gone. The bronze dome is nowhere in sight. You wave to the man in the window, who peers down at you. Greetings, the man shrugs. If you like. What's wrong with your window? The man laughs. Don't think you can break into my home. Into my house, he replies. Reinforced, that's what it is. There is clearly nothing to learn here. You bid him farewell. There is no trace of the dome, no suggestions that the streets themselves of Mampang were rewritten. The magic required for such a task is unimaginable, the purview of legends and gods. If not for what it used to be, you could mistake it for a quiet city street. The main square lies in view, straight to the west, while to the east lies a jumble of towers. The only evidence of the previous reality is at your feet. One of the skeleton's hands, in its palm, is a single gold coin. You lift up the gold coin. It is simply that, with no other magic about it. You make your way easily back to the crossroads. Oh, we can go back to the house? Oh, well. Are these guys gonna be still over here? The alleys entangled themselves. This is a crossroads between buildings. Okay. I could spend the night here. I could. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Spend the night by the fire. You put your pack down against one side of the street, a little way out of the circle of firelight. The group around the fire pay you no attention. At least you have eaten once already today. You get comfortable and rest. The night is restless with visions. A gentle light is playing over your eyelids, but then begins to grow stronger and stronger until you feel your eyeballs smoking in their sockets and melting away in your skull. Oh, this is not good. You toss and turn, but the light seems to shine from all directions at once. A cold, dead hand is reaching up through the soil to grasp your ankle. Mushrooms sprout from the fingertips, and eyes on stalks grow from the mushrooms. All the while, you hear distant laughter from the east. You gained some provisions, a little gold, and found a new clue. Okay, so we're alive. You wake up next morning to find the narrow street still in darkness. You get quickly to your feet once more. I don't know why I would charge at these guys, but I'm just gonna move on. Time to see what else Mampang has to offer. Well, I really expected us to be there already in this episode, but we're not. So, I think we're out of time, and in the next one, we're gonna see about the flagstones over there. I think it's gonna be something special here as well. There's some benches or something over there. I don't really know what those are. Pews, maybe? I have no idea, but for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Sorcery. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye!